combination. That's the person that sat there and persevered and pulled it off.
I am the hardest working woman in pop.
The work ethic is so extreme, and I'm not used to seeing that these days. I'm seeing a lot of people who I think are expecting things to happen, or people who are watching, television break their careers for them and deliver them inside of one series, whether it's Idol or X Factor, or some vehicle that delivers your career. And so I think that is creating a kind of a false consciousness of what it really takes to have a career, what it takes to make it in the music business. And I think you have to have the work ethic, because otherwise you could have one hit and disappear. And Gaga is not going to disappear.
The goal now is to remain relevant and remain memorable and stay prolific for a long period of time. To change the landscape of what music is, of what fashion is, to keep the two in line with one another. The goal has never been to be famous. My goal has been to be a star.
The deal with Def Jam was a catastrophic failure.
That kind of went wrong, that deal with Def Jam. After 3 or 4 months, they dropped her, and she was absolutely distraught, completely distraught. Sorry, was on a plane from New York to San Francisco, and during that flight she found out she was dropped, and she made 30 phone calls to him, just completely hysterical, saying they dropped me. This was her dream. What happened then made her much more determined with her songwriting. It made her much more determined to market herself, and it made her stronger as well.
So she worked with these 2 producers who could put her on that circle, and Akon and Red One are the 2 producers. The next thing you know, he calls me and tells me, I want you to meet this artist. I was like, okay, is she this girl artist? I was like, is she signed? I was like, no, she just got dropped. I was like, no, please, I really, that's it. I told you, I don't want, well, you know what? Okay, just meet her and make a decision after. Just meet her. If you don't like her, I think she's a superstar, just meet her. If you don't think so, you don't have to work with her. So I said, you know what? I was like, okay, I'll meet her. So I met her and went to the CD and I met her. She was like, she had with glasses and hair, all that. Like, hey, Lady Gaga. Just the way she said hi to me, I was like, okay. But, we just got together in the studio again, and the rest is history.
Once everyone had worked with her, they signed her. The initial project they wanted her for was for songwriting for other artists.
I got a phone call that there was a young artist named Lady Gaga who was about to release a record, and she was a fan and wanted to write with me. And at that time, no one had heard of her. I said, please send me some of her music, and I could tell they were really excited about this possible collaboration. And got back to my hotel room, listened to the MP3s, and the first one was Just Dance, the second one was Poker Face, and I thought she was amazing. And I also knew that she wrote and was involved in production on her songs. So I
I said, I'd love to write with her. When? And they said, tonight. And I was on vacation at the time. So I said, well, can we do it maybe in a week? And they said, no. She's going to Germany, she's going to Australia, she's going here, she's flying there. And I said, so you think tonight or not at all? Yes. And so I drove to Los Angeles that night and met her, and she was just a star. You know, so walking into a room with someone who looked like they could walk on stage at that moment.
I was signed to Interscope over 2 years ago, and I got to know Jimmy and Dr. Dre, and I was really excited because I heard about this project that they were doing, Beats by Dre, and I loved the idea of creating a headphone that sonically made it possible for fans to listen to music the way that producers and artists intended for them to hear it. So this made me just so inspired.
People try to pawn off each other. She signed to the same major record label that the Pussycat Dolls signed to. They are performers who sing other people's songs. And so she was able to create that bubble enthusiasm that the Pussycat Dolls needed. And they were all part of the Interscope crowd, and that's what they did.
In 2008, Gaga joined forces with the Pussycat Dolls as a sensational opening act for the Doll Domination World Tour.
It's Doll Domination. We're so excited. It's the biggest tour we've ever done, and I hope you love it.
And we also have amazing people opening up for us. Lady Gaga, who's just killing all around the world. Neo, we're such big fans of him, so we just feel like we're in the best company in the world.
It's just really good, and they're helping us to Doll Dominate, that's for sure. Around the world, suddenly her popularity was growing a lot. There were lots and lots of rumours in the papers about the Pussycat Dolls being really angry because suddenly she was huge and she was bigger than them. But she's very gracious, and one of the best things about Gaga, she will never ever say a bad word about another artist.
How the gigs going with the Pussycat Dolls?
How's the what go?
How the gigs going?
Lovely.
Yeah?
Brilliant. Amazing.
What do you think about Farmer as well?
He is the shit. Get out of my pants, please.
I love your pants.
In January 2008, Lady Gaga relocated to Los Angeles to finalize her debut album, The Fame.
We just got in together in the studio again. In 1 week we did Just Dance, Poker Face, Love Get, we did boom, 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 like, it was just magic. It was just clicking, and she's very inspiring, so it was easy to work with her and negotiate, you know.
Upon its release, The Fame spawned the international chart-topping smash hits Just Dance and Poker Face.
Poker Face is now the most downloaded song since the beginning of the download chart, which is just incredible.
The Fame went on to earn Gaga a total of 6 Grammy nominations. This established her position as a bona fide pop culture phenomenon and first superstar of the digital era.
I'm just celebrating 2 Grammys for Gaga. I'm happy. I watched her work so hard for this point, so I'm excited. She played more than 2 Grammys in a row. So I'm good, you know?
Your album, The Fame, has just sold its 10 millionth copy in the last few days, and the last album to do that was Back to Black by Amy Winehouse. She has, I suspect, rather struggled to cope with fame. How are you coping with it?
Well, I try very much to ignore it. I find it so important to be now a role model and a figure. And I know that that might sound strange to some people to say, oh, but she's so, you know, her clothing and whatever people may think of me. I know what some people may think of me, but most importantly is my connection with my fans.
Gaga, I love you so much. I have one question for you.
I know lots of people who have been the haters of the night, so they dug up to that point. Even if they don't like her music, they realised she knew what she was doing and she was a human being who could just grab people.
Oh my God, Gaga! Oh my God, Gaga, you are God. You're so God, God.
Oh, there you are.
January 2009 brought the announcement of a world tour with US rapper Kanye West.
I'm very excited. Kanye is extremely talented, and I was so flattered and humbled when he asked me to co-headline the tour with me and not open for him. So, thank you, Kanye. It's going to be an amazing show. Between the two of us, I imagine we'll both be broke, and it will be the best show on earth.
She is very famous for saying that she doesn't keep any money herself, she spends all the money on the show. The more and more lavish her show gets, the more expensive the tickets are getting. You very rarely see stage shows as elaborate as hers. She pushes everything to its extreme, whether it's...
Get on her,